Yo, what's up? What's up? How we doing out there today in Facebook land? What's going on? What's going on? Multiple streams or multiple puddles, right? Am I the first one? I believe you are. Logic, how's it going, my friend? Top of the morning to you, bro. Go ahead and hit the share button for me as we get ready to get the show started this morning. Let me jump out to my Facebook profile real quick and get the show shared myself. There we go. All right. What's going on, Ayana? Is that it? Or is it? Yeah. Man, help me out with that name. How do you pronounce it? I don't want to mess it up. All right. Cool. Appreciate it. Yeah, we talking about multiple streams or multiple puddles, man. What y'all doing out there, man? I think a lot of people have this misconstrued, and I'm going to give you my take, my thoughts on it. Nothing wrong with multiple streams, but most people don't know how to really get there, right? Nothing wrong with multiple streams. In fact, I highly encourage you to have multiple streams, right? Problem is people are lacking focus. So they don't really have multiple streams, they have multiple puddles. All right, let me just get this shared over to my personal profile page real quick. You guys take a moment to go ahead and hit the share button as well. And then we'll get the show started immediately after I get that done. It says close is pronounced Iona. Okay, Iona. Iona. All right. Thank you for that, Iona. Appreciate it. All right, so let me just hit share. Bang. Appreciate you guys who are already sharing. I've seen the notification come up. What's going on, Keith Bonds? At the gig, is it focus or consistency? You got to consistently focus. You got to consistently focus. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, she said yes, that's it. All right, cool. All right, let's get official with this thing, man. Let's make it crack. It's on and popping. Good morning, Black World, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my absolute best to bring practical, proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation of ours. It is truly an honor, privilege, and a blessing to come to you live and direct from the Black Wealth Movement Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Guys, black wealth matters, but you got to know how to get it. It's the difference between income and cash flow. We help you understand that. Black wealth matters, but how do you get it? Black legacies matter, but how do you build one? You do that by joining the Black Wealth Movement. $35 to start, roughly $50 a month will get you your own business in the financial education space. Why is that important? A, you need to learn financial literacy yourself. Point blank, period. B, we need that in our community, so when you have your own business in the financial education space, you get to make money by teaching one of the fundamental principles that we need to learn in our community. Right? So the Black Wealth Movement gives you your business in the financial education space. Because you have your own business that you run from your home, now you're able to give yourself a $200 to $600 pay raise on your job. We teach you how to take that $200 to $600, that extra money, and we teach you how to use it to get yourself out of debt. You can't build wealth when you're drowning in debt and you're overtaxed. Then we teach you how to fix your credit with our smart money credit education system. Then we teach you how investments work so you can build long-term, multi-generational wealth. You're not getting that anywhere else on the planet for $50 a month, y'all. You're not. And just so it's clear, it's not me that, I will be helping to coach and mentor you, but this education is coming from a collective net worth of nearly $1 billion. Right? We're talking about some people who could have ridden off into the sunset, but instead they created a business model and a business opportunity where the average everyday person can learn how to build generational wealth and make some money at the same time. So if you're interested in learning more, I want you to go to moreinfo.joincorteznow.com, or you can text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. I love to hear from you, get you some additional information, what the Black Wealth Movement is, what it stands for, what it represents, how can it benefit you, what comes in your membership, all of that good stuff, man. I would love to do that for each and every one of you guys. Do me a huge favor, if you're checking us out on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you have not already subscribed to the channel. I would definitely appreciate that. And don't forget to rate the show. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Just be honest. If you like it, if you don't like it, just rate the show and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Same thing with you guys on Facebook. If you have not already liked the page, Financial Health Mentor, hit the like button and then turn on notifications, because I also do midday motivations, and I also go live about 2 or 3 times a day on various topics that will help you get your mind right around money. Right? I appreciate that if you would do that. Yes, that number again is 314-874-6887. 314-874-6887. It's nice, sorry that we don't have you in Canada. Hey, Jude, I've got something that might work for you in Canada, and we can form a relationship based around that as well. So inbox me, Jude, and let me get you some information. I think I'm sleeping on this particular opportunity myself because I'm focused on this, but this could be my international offering for those who are not in the States. So I want you to check out what I think I inboxed you before. I want you to check that out, man. It's very, very serious and can be a difference maker in your life, man. And I will coach you through that as well. So if you have not already liked the page, hit the share button, man. Your price for admission to today's show is you hitting the share button and you engaging with the show. Today's show is also brought to you by Financial Health Insurance. Guys, GoFundMe is not insurance. If you don't have insurance, life insurance that is, I want you to do the responsible thing and get yourself covered, man. Get yourself covered. Go to financialhealthinsurance.com, enter your details, and get a quote today. Whether you think you can't get covered because you got some things going on health-wise, you got some habits that you don't think, and insurance, let us try to get you covered, man. Do the responsible thing. Give your family the peace of mind they deserve. Financialhealthinsurance.com, and let us work on that for you. Like I tell you each and every morning, man, this show is for risers and grinders, man. Some of you guys are new to the show. I want to let you know exactly who it's for. This show is for people who are trying to build legacies for their family. If that's you, this is your show. Who is the show not for? It's not for people who got a problem with money, got a problem with pursuing wealth, got a problem with wealthy people. Let me tell you something about your thought process about money and people of influence and people with success. If you despise people who are wealthy, if you despise people who got money, if you think all wealthy people are jerks, be careful with that. Because your conscious mind, your subconscious mind will never allow you to become that which you despise. Are y'all getting that? Your subconscious mind will never allow you to become that which you despise. If you think wealthy people are jerks, your subconscious mind will never allow you to become wealthy, because why would you become something that you hate? Right? So you better check how you think about wealth. And I like to tell you each and every morning, if you've never seen the future of billionaire before, I want you to take a screenshot, and watch your man work, because it's going down. 2027, your man will have $1 billion net worth. It's going to be a phenomenal story and testimony for you guys to know where I've come from to where I am going. This is what you think about, you become. Absolutely. Right? So let's talk about multiple streams or multiple puddles. You guys have all heard that wealthy people have 7 income streams at least. Right? And people hear that and they tend to take it out of context. Say wealthy people have multiple streams of income, about 7 streams of income at least. And sometimes when people hear that, they take it out of context. And we're going to break that down, how to properly get multiple streams of income. And then if time permits, we'll go over 5 key things that you can do to improve and increase your focus. Because I think what we're doing is we have a real lack of focus on one stream of income, and therefore we end up with multiple puddles and 0 streams, right? If you understand what I'm saying, I want you to put multiple streams of income in the chat, because I want you to break down what a stream is. A stream is something that flows on its own. A stream is something that flows on its own because of the natural shape of the earth, because of gravity, some other factors that causes a stream to flow on its own. If you're getting money from 7 different places, and all of those places that you're getting money from requires you to go and do something, that, my friend, is not a stream. That's not a stream. If where you're getting your money from requires you to go and do something, that's not a stream. That's a puddle. There's nothing wrong with having a couple puddles. Now, you got to have some money coming. You got to have some income, right? But it's not a stream. A stream flows on its own. A puddle will dry up, and you will eventually have to put more water in that little space to create another puddle, right? So if you want multiple streams, you got to produce your income in a way that it flows on its own. And I think the one thing that we're missing is focus. The one thing we're missing is focus. See, we don't understand how wealthy people develop these multiple streams. So really quickly, let's talk about the 5 things that all wealthy people have in common, and then we'll break down how focusing on one stream actually produces other streams. Focusing on one stream will organically, out of necessity, produce other income streams, not puddles. They will produce other streams. Have you ever seen water run and it's running on its own? It's flowing by itself, but there is a rock or something in the middle of the stream, right? And that stream naturally, water likes to take the path of least resistance. So that stream naturally veers off and creates another path, and it diverts organically. When you focus on one income stream, I promise you, other streams will eventually, organically, out of necessity, come from that one income stream. And I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to prove it to you. Matter of fact, I'm going to prove it to you with the things that you're doing. And we're going to talk about how to take what you're doing once you build that one thing that you're focusing on now, how you can naturally and organically out of necessity create other income streams, right? So we know that all wealthy people have a lot of things in common, but here are my top 5. Number 1, all wealthy people do have multiple streams of income, right? Post a number again for someone truly interested. Okay, so could somebody put in the chat the number 314-874-6887? And my YouTubers, where y'all at, man? Let me know where you're timing in from. And also give me the name of your brand or your business. No links, but the name of your brand and business in case somebody wants to connect with you. I forgot to tell you guys to do that too on Facebook. Give me the name of your brand and your business. But don't post any links, just the name of your brand and your business. 314-874-6887. That's it. Thank you, Karen. So wealthy people have 5 things in common. Number 1, they do have multiple streams of income, right? They do have business systems, right? They do have residual income. They do have passive income, and they all have mentors. So those are my top 5 things that wealthy people have in common. Passive income, residual income, multiple streams, business systems, and mentors. Those are my top 5 that all wealthy people have in common. But as I mentioned earlier, when people start saying, hey, wealthy people have multiple streams of income, so I got 7 businesses, right? They told me wealthy people have multiple streams of income, so I'm in 7 different opportunities. It's not how they built multiple streams of income. The way you build multiple streams of income is you focus on one stream of income. Have you guys ever heard the acronym for FOCUS? Most people say that FOCUS stands for follow one course until successful. Follow one course until successful. Well, we're going to flip that a little bit today because we're talking about multiple streams of income, right? Most people say that FOCUS stands for follow one course until successful. Well, guess what? If you want multiple streams of income, you have to follow one course until self-sustaining. Follow one course until self-sustaining. That means you build one business and you build it to death until that one business practically runs itself. Follow one course until self-sustaining, because it's only at that point can you go and start building another stream of income. Give you an example. Your job is not an income stream, it's an income puddle. Now, this is no disrespect to anybody who has a job. This is no disrespect. I worked a job almost all my adult life, right? I didn't get my financial, my time freedom until October 3rd, 2016. So I'm not like I've been a full-time entrepreneur my whole life, right? I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, but not a full-time. So this is no disrespect to anybody who has a job, but your job isn't a stream, it's a puddle. Because again, when the sun hits the puddle, it evaporates and it doesn't pool again until something happens, right? So when the sun or the bill collectors or your expenses or your lifestyle hits your puddle, it evaporates and it doesn't come again until you go do something. So that's why I say a stream is something that flows on its own. A job does not bring you money that flows on its own. If you stop going to work, you stop getting paid. So it's not an income stream, it's a puddle. There's nothing wrong with having that puddle, right? Some people are what's called self-employed. They don't have a job, they operate on a 1099, but my barber, if he doesn't own his shop and he just rents a booth and he cuts hair, he makes good money. But if he stopped cutting hair, his lifestyle, the sun is going to shine on that puddle and eventually is going to evaporate. And until he cuts another head, he doesn't get any more money. You guys following my logic? You're following my train of thought. You're following where we're going with this, right? Don't forget to put your name or your brand in the chat, man. You never know who's on this stream who might want to connect with you or get in touch with you based on what it is that you do. So, okay, Cortez, if you're saying that my job is a puddle, how do I focus on one course of action until it's self-sustaining? What kind of opportunity should that be? What kind of business should that be? How can we make that work? And guess what? I'm glad you asked. We're going to get into that right after our quote of the day. Today's quote of the day says this: no one need fear death. We need fear only that we may die without having known our greatest power. Ha, 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 ha. I want y'all to get that. No one needs fear death. What you should be fearing is that we need fear only that we may die without having known our greatest power. And that's from one Norman Cousins, right? That's I do not want to die with any music left in me. I don't know about y'all, but I want to fulfill and maximize my very truest potential. I want to know my full power. I want to know the maximum that God can do through me. And I don't want to die with a single note left in me. I don't want to die with a single idea. They say that the graveyard is the richest place on earth because there's so many ideas, there's so many patents, there's so many technological advances in the grave, because people never executed on them. People never discovered their full and true power. I don't want that to be me, y'all. I get up every day and I put my feet on the side of my bed and I'm thinking, Lord, how am I going to run today to get to maximize my fullest potential? What am I going to do today, tomorrow, next month, next year to make sure my children's children are proud to bear my last name? But more importantly, what am I going to do to make sure that when I get to heaven, I hear my Father say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Today's quote of the day is brought to you by Monetize My Life Academy. If you are serious about building your business or building your brand, then Monetize My Life Academy can help. What I want you to do, though, is go over there, www.monetizemylifeacademy.com, put in your best email address, and grab your free ebook, Easy Online Incomes. www.monetizemylifeacademy.com will help you. It's all things branding and marketing for the solopreneur to take their business to the next level and 10x their brand. Some of you guys are building a business, but you're not building a brand. And if you're doing that, let me tell you a secret. You're not building a sustainable business. You have to focus on the brand. Financial Health Mentor is a brand. Black Wealth Movement is a brand. Stands for something. It represents something. And because of what it stands for and represents, it attracts people to it organically. And the business model almost makes no never mind when you're building the brand, right? McDonald's is a brand. just happens to have some other brands within that brand. Nobody cares what the hamburger tastes like at McDonald's, because that's not what the brand represents. The brand represents fast food, convenient, eat in your car, right? That's what the brand represents. That's why you love McDonald's. What is your brand saying today? What is your brand saying today? So Monetize My Life Academy, grab your free ebook, Easy Online Incomes. It can help. If you want a membership to Monetize My Life Academy, it is $40 a month. But every person who's building a business should have some sort of branding and marketing coach to help you take your business to the next level. So we're talking about multiple streams of income or multiple puddles. Here's why you must and absolutely have to focus on just one stream of income right now. Because unless that stream is built to the point where it is self-sustained, then you're always going to be working on that stream. And sometimes if you focus on one stream, you can build it to where it's self-sustained in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then go do something else. What people tend to do is they're working on 12 things at one time, and none of those things are producing income. Why? Because you're dividing your time. You don't have any laser focus, right? You get what you focus on. And because you're not focused on any one thing long enough for it to take root and bear fruit, therefore you have no fruit. You have no fruit. So what a lot of people are doing, you have to apply the 80-20 rule, right? You have to identify the 20% of the things that you do, right? Type in the website and could not find it. MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. www.MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. Should be there. If not, I'll send you the link so that you can grab that free ebook. You have to identify the 20% of things that you do daily that produces 80% of your results. See, I spend all of my time on the 20% of the activities that produces 80% of my results. You can't do that in multiple opportunities. Multiple things, you can't do that. Right? Find you one thing where this is going to build you a passive income stream if you focus intently on just that for the next 2 years, for the next 3 years, for the next 4 years. Then what happens is, because of that laser-like focus, you develop skills in doing that one thing. Because of that laser-like focus, you develop persistence, you develop consistency, you develop the ability to solve problems, so I'm going to give you my personal testimony. See, because I built the Financial Health Mentor brand, people see the brand all over the place. When they Google Financial Health Mentor, I'm all over the place, YouTube and all these different things, blogging. They say, okay, Cortez, I've seen you've built this brand, and people start asking me, what do I need to do to build my brand? How do I build my brand? See, as I was building the Financial Health Mentor brand, I developed a certain set of skills. I developed my SEO skills. How do I get my websites optimized via search engine optimization? I developed video marketing skills. How do I take and turn a video and turn it into a business system that works for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? I developed a speaking power and the art of persuasion and dealing with people through video. So I started doing live streams and started doing this show. I developed writing techniques, so when I write my blogs, they are effective. Because I focused on one thing, I developed my skill set. And because I knew I needed to develop my skill set, I studied profoundly and profusely the things that I need to do to increase my skill set. And when that skill set increased, it caused a certain amount of effectiveness in my business, Financial Health Mentor, so much so that people start noticing the strength of the brand. And by default, without even planning this, by default, another income stream was developed because I couldn't take time away from building my brand to teach people how to build their brand. So I built Monetize My Life Academy because people will ask me all the time, how do I do this to get my brand to the next level? So now I have a course that I can refer them to. Oh, go grab this course from Monetize My Life Academy. It'll help you with your email marketing. By default, by necessity, because I focused on one course of action until self-sustaining, now I can divert a little bit of time and attention to building my second stream of income, my third stream of income, my fourth stream of income. You guys following? You gotta focus on one course of action until it is self-sustained, right? And Financial Health Mentor is not quite there, but it's close. It's not quite there, but it's close to where you want your first stream of income to not only sustain itself when you walk away, but you want that first stream of income to be so solid that if you walk away from it, it continues to grow. Right? How many of you guys right now have a stream of income that you focus so intently on that if you walked away from it right now, not only will it not fall apart, but it will continue to grow? That's when you have an income stream. Some of us don't have streams because we have yet to identify what an actual stream is. And because we have not identified that, we have not put in the time, energy, and effort to create a stream that sustains itself. What do I mean by sustaining itself? When Financial Health Mentor, the brand, sustains itself, that means I create a system so that as I continue to build and perfect the system, that now the profits that come from Financial Health Mentor, they automatically get funneled back into the business that's going to create more leads, more sales, more engagements. And when that thing runs on autopilot where people are just jumping in this opportunity, they're taking the education, they're buying the books, they're buying the t-shirts, and every time I get a little profit, I take that and pour that back into some advertising so that it becomes a self-sustaining system. When you can do that, only then should you even think about another stream of income. Because you got to get one to where it's going to continue to grow and feed itself even if you walk away. You've got to be able to be totally hands off, have that thing running like a well-oiled machine, and then if you divert your attention over here and start building another stream of income that comes out of the first stream of income, you're still good. Right? You guys on YouTube, let me know if you're tracking with me, and go ahead, let me know where you're from, and also put the name of your brand in the chat. No links, just the name of your brand. Right? So if you create merchandise like t-shirts, for example, that's not a stream. Not yet, but it could be, right? So let's talk about that real quick before we get in the book excerpt of the day. So how do you build a t-shirt business to where you put a lot of that stuff on automation so it becomes a stream? Right now, if you're pressing the t-shirts, if you're taking the orders, if you're shipping the orders, it is not a stream right now, but it can be. How can it be? Because eventually you can build your systems into your t-shirt business to where the orders are fulfilled by somebody else. The t-shirt printing is fulfilled by somebody else. The branding and the marketing is so big and so robust. Everybody knows to come to you for t-shirts. And the only thing you have to do is manage the operation. And then eventually, after you get to the point where you're managing the operation, Monica, you can ultimately come to a place where you hire a manager. And now all you got to do is just keep your eyes on the numbers. So initially, a t-shirt business, when you're very hands-on, it's not a stream. Because remember, when you take your hands off, will it continue to grow? Or will life happen to it? The sun shine down on that puddle and cause it to evaporate. Right? Cause it to evaporate. So it's about systems, right? Remember the 5 things. One of the things that all wealthy people have is they develop business systems. So think about it like this. If you can get that system to where you're pumping out enough t-shirts to where you're making $1,000 per month, hands off. Right? You're sending people to a website. The websites are taking the orders. The orders automatically kick to your fulfillment center. Your fulfillment center is automatically pressing the t-shirts, getting the t-shirts shipped out. And all you have to do is count the money. That's a system, right? And then you take 20%, 30% of the profits and you reinvest to branding and marketing, commercial advertising, things of that nature. So you keep your funnel full, you keep the orders coming in. That's a system. Hands off, it continues to produce $1,000 a month for you. But say you want $10,000 a month. Well, now since that one is producing $1,000 a month, you can scale that one up or you can go build another one that does the same thing. Right? That does the same thing. So out of one thing, right? So we got t-shirts. I want you guys to let me know what your business does, right? So real quick, because I'm gonna show you how to naturally morph more streams of income out of the one stream that you have, out of the one puddle you have. I'm gonna first turn that puddle into a stream, and then how multiple streams can come out of that, right? So I know that Karen says she got a children's book, the first in a series, right? Right? That's good. Let me know. Who else? What do you have as an entrepreneur? What do you have going on? It's a puddle right now because you got to do everything. How do we scale it till it becomes a full-fledged stream? And then how do we get multiple streams out of that? That's what I want to touch on when we come back from our daily book excerpt, right? So start putting in what it is that you do so that we can go to the next level. All right. So this is my latest book, Monetize My Life. I'm going to read you a passage because I talk about 4 incredibly simple ways to profit from your passion, right? Number 1, sell what you know. Sell what you know. Oh crap. Did I just mention the S word? Yes, I did. The bottom line is this, folks. Every second of every minute of every day, something is being bought and sold. The only question I have is, who's getting the commission? So many people have an STD when it comes to sales. No, I'm not talking about a sexually transmitted disease, but I guess in some sales industries that could be a problem. Wink, wink. What I mean is most people are scared to death when it comes to sales. Even when they can recognize the value in their special gifts and talents, they don't do anything with it because they are scared of sales. They're scared of sales, right? Guys, selling what you know is another way that you can create another stream. So let me give you some real life examples, right? My man Trevor Ott says all the time, there's more in what you know than what you do, right? There's more in what you know than what you do. So we've got a t-shirt company, right? We had a t-shirt, somebody who does t-shirts. Monica, you get your t-shirt printing business to become wildly successful. Then you think about, how can you naturally create another stream based on having a wildly successful t-shirt company? I just gave you the answer to the test. Sell what you know. Sell what you know. See, Grant Cardone, if you guys are familiar with Grant Cardone is a sales coach. Powerful, powerful sales coach. It's what he does. But what does he know? He knows how to sell. So based on what he does, know how to sell, he made a ton of money in sales. Naturally, because he got so good at sales, people wanted to coach with him, train with him, and hire him to come and coach and train their sales force. So that was a natural morph into another stream of income. All right, started out as another puddle, right? So he became good at sales. So that's how he created the first puddle. Then he turned that puddle into a stream by writing a book. Because now the book sells and he doesn't have to do anything physically to make the book sell. So now that became a stream. Then that puddle created another puddle. People wanted him to come into their corporations, come into their businesses and teach their sales force. Now, he made good money doing that. He made good money doing that. But it was still a puddle because he had to physically be there to train the people and do the keynote speeches and to walk them through the sales psychology and all that. So he had to physically be there. So that wasn't a stream yet. It was a puddle. But then how did he turn that into another stream? He started to digitize all of his sales training, right? He started to create courses, audio books, webinars, and video courses. So now he has streams because people are logging in to taking his courses digitally and he doesn't have to be there. So he incorporated systems into what he does naturally. Became good at sales. He made money selling things, and that was his income puddle. Then he transitioned that from a puddle to a stream by writing books on becoming good at sales, teaching people how to sell via books. But during him becoming good at sales, people started to hire him. Man, can you come in and teach my sales force the strategies that you use to become such good at sales? That became another puddle. And then he said, wait a minute, I can't keep flying all over the country 40 weeks a year teaching people this stuff physically. Then he pulled out a camera and he started recording what he was doing. And now those became sales courses, training courses. Now he can sell his courses all over the world without touching it. He hires people to do the SEO. He hires people to do the marketing, and his courses just sell, sell, sell. Now he created another income stream. He's also a good real estate investor, right? We're talking about focusing on becoming good at one thing, successful at one thing. Because he became a successful real estate investor, that's what he was doing physically, right? Created a passive income stream for him. How did he develop other passive income streams out of that one passive income stream? He started teaching people how to become good real estate investors. He got courses on how to study and break down properties to know if it's a good investment or not. So same thing he did with sales, he did, but he wouldn't get none of this stuff done had he not focused on one course of action until self-sustained. One course of action until self-sustained. You got to be able to sell what you know. There's more in what you know than what you do. Karen, you just self-published your first children's book. So what do you know? Self-publishing a book is what you did. What do you know? Right? How can you transition that into a stream, another stream based on the same thing that you're passionate about, the same thing that you love, the same thing that you're doing? How do you organically create another stream? You take what you know, and now you know how to self-publish. Do you know how many people are trying to figure out how to self-publish? Create a webinar, create a course, on teaching people how to self-publish. Yeah, and now he just created Cardone Capital, which is next level, right? Got people investing with him to go to a whole nother level with his investment portfolio in the real estate game. Another stream out of what he did and what he became good at first. He didn't create Cardone Capital before he got good at real estate investing. He wasn't able to write, sell books, and teach trainings and courses on how to invest in real estate until he got good at investing in real estate himself. Focus on one course of action. It will naturally and by default create other streams. Right? And because he's good at investing and because he has thousands of rental units across the country, you think it make good sense for him to create a real estate management company to manage those properties. Yet another stream, because the management company does not only manage his properties, but they manage other people's properties. Another stream. From the one stream. You guys are not, you're spreading yourself too thin. My mom used to tell me all the time, she says, son, you got too many irons in the fire. Now, I had no idea what that meant. I know she was alluding to the fact that I was spreading myself too thin, but I really didn't catch the analogy until one year. It's about 4 or 5 years ago. I took my sons to an event put on by the St. Louis Botanical Garden. It's called Prairie Day. And what that event has done is they have people come from all over the country who still live a prairie lifestyle today. So one of the people that lives a prairie lifestyle was a blacksmith. And I got to sitting there watching that blacksmith. He was making the designs and stuff that go on the top of a wrought iron fence. That's what he was making. So what he has to do is he has 2 or 3 irons that he's working on at the same time. Never more than 2 or 3. Because when you get more than 2 or 3, you actually burn one of them up. And if you burn one of them up, you just lost money because you're burning the metal that you need to be making something else. So what he would do was he would have one iron on the anvil, and he would have the other 2 heating up. He has some coal going, and he would be heating the other 2 up. So you take one, and he bang, 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 bend it, form it, shape it as much as he could until it cooled off. Then he had to put it back on the fire, and he grabbed the other iron. He bang, 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 shape it up and do as much as he could while it was still hot enough for him to shape. And then he put that one out, and then he bring the third one out, and he bang, 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 bang. It wasn't until I saw that with my own eyes that I fully understand what my mom would always say to me. Son, you got too many irons in the fire. Let me ask you today, can you admit this? Do you have too many irons in the fire right now? Is one of your irons burning up because you can't give it the attention that it needs? Or you're not shaping your primary iron because you don't even have time to really shape it before it cools, because you got to get it back on the fire and get the other one that's about to burn and try to. Do you have too many irons in the fire today? I didn't have the success in any of my businesses until I put about 8 of them on the back burner and focused on one. In fact, I had to take a lot of them off the stove altogether. Right? Because some of them, we put some of them on the back burner. No. Some of them I had to take off the stove altogether in order for me to be able to focus on Financial Health Mentor. This one brand. It's one thing. And once I build it to where it's self-sustained, not only can I take hands off and it continues to grow, but I take hands off, it continues to grow, and I have the capital resources to build another one. Yeah, focus in on my I Am series. One course of action until self-sustained. Emmanuel said, very well said. I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate it. I just want to see us all win, man. Doesn't mean that you never get around to those things. But let me show you how this can accelerate quickly. How it can accelerate quickly. It might seem like it's a long time, you taking 3, 4, 5 years to focus on one. But once that thing is self-sustaining and it's an income and a revenue stream, you're taking 20%, 30% of your profits, funneling it back into that thing and just keeping it churning on its own. Now you got capital resources, which allows you to build the second stream a lot faster. See, the first stream you built from scratch. You didn't have any capital resources. And you had to put a lot of sweat equity into that thing. But now that you built that thing to a self-sustaining, say for instance, you build a business to where it's profiting you $10,000 per month on its own. Hands off, that mug is kicking out 10 grand a month. You take 2 grand a month of that 10 and pump it right back into that business to keep the brand out there, advertising, marketing, keeping that thing going. How quickly can you build the second stream of income with $8,000 per month? Not only do you have the capital resources, but you have the experience and the confidence of knowing you've built a successful, sustainable brand once, and you did that with no money. Might have taken you 5 years to get it there. You can probably build a second stream in 18 months because of your experience and your capital resources, but you wouldn't have gained the experience or built the capital resource if you continue to try to build 10 things at one time. Right? So I am 60 and have only this as my option to change the game. There you go. There you go. Pour everything you got into it. Focus with intent. Build it to where it can scale. And then once you get it to a certain level where you can pull hands off and it still grows, now you can look at spinning off another income stream without hurting the original. Right now, because we're trying to be jacks of all trade and we're mastering none, we are literally hurting our primary brand by trying to do too much other stuff. When take your primary, make that your baby, spend all of your time on the 20% of the activities that produces 80% of your results. Some of us are spending too much time on the things that only produce 20% of our results. Right? Spend your time on your income producing activities. All right? So, real quick, another shout out to my sponsors. And just so you guys know, if you want to sponsor the show, inbox me. I got some information. Or you can go to advertise.financialhealthmentor.com to look at my rates and what I offer as a sponsor package. This is correct. Avoid just spinning your wheels and going nowhere. Yes, that is a huge problem. I spun my wheels for 15 years or so because I refused to focus on the things that I knew would bring the income, but I was doing all kind of other stuff, man. All kind of other stuff. Just doing a bunch of other stuff, man. So, but really, for the last 3 years, I've been focused intently on Financial Health Mentor, and it has really changed my life. And now I understand the power of focus and how that is critical, y'all. Focus on one thing. And then once you get it to where you can pull your hands off and that thing keep going and don't fall apart, then yes. And don't get me wrong, you'll think it's there, and you'll kind of pull your hands off a little bit, and that thing will start to crumble, and you'll have to get back over there and put your hands back on it and stay with it for another couple years or so. But eventually, if you do it right, you'll eventually be able to take your hands off, and you'll see that thing thrive and continue to grow and to continue to explode. And now you just bring good people into the mix and let them manage it and keep it going. And if you want to go build another stream, you can, but you don't go and build a completely unrelated stream, right? You take something that spins out of that stream and you develop that. It's the best way to do it, man, right? Think about the McDonald's brothers. It says, can we pay for your advertising using PayPal? Yes. That's pretty much how I set it up. So if you go to advertise.financialhealthmentor, you'll see my ad page and kind of what I give for those various packages. If you want to sponsor the quote of the day, the book excerpt of the day, if you want to be the main show sponsor, or if you want to be the studio sponsor, the pricing is all there for you to check out. But yeah, you have to focus on that one thing, man, until you get it to a certain level. Otherwise, you'll have multiple businesses, but you'll still have to continue to work your job, because you're working your job, that's taking up time. Then you're trying to work 3 or 4 other businesses. None of them are related, so you can't cross-market or cross-promote any of them because they're not related. They're all over the place. It's just not, it's tough, man. I tried that. I tried it for years. Doesn't work, man. Doesn't work. When things are related, there's synergy between the different products and things of that nature. It just makes a lot more sense that way. And it becomes easier to add that second, that third, that fourth stream of income, because it still can be considered part of the same brand. So, Black Wealth Movement, you guys want to join, inbox me or text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. Monetize My Life Academy is my branding and marketing school. A lot of the stuff that you learn here, you learn this and more: how to do email marketing, how to do social media marketing, how to do Twitter and Instagram, all these kinds of things. I try to bring in a special guest trainer every month to kind of coach you and on their expertise, ebooks, webinars, everything that you need to build your brand is right there. $40 a month, man. I think it's a small time investment. Even if you only need it for a couple months, man, go in and download some of the stuff so you can own it. I have no problem with that. But you gotta take your branding and marketing serious. See, I just spoke to my wife about it yesterday. We have a printing company and clothing line. For the most part, it looked like we were juggling 2 businesses at the same time. I realized that once we are able to focus on one, we can in time help and support the other. But the main idea is to focus on that one business that can pull the other ones in. Yeah, so if you have the printing company and the clothing line, yeah, it's just, so you think about the printing company, right, and the clothing line, then the printing company can be the official sponsor of the clothing brand or the clothing line, right? Or the clothing line can be the official sponsor for the printing company. So everything that you print as a display, it's always the logos and things for the design, for the clothing, for that clothing brand. So even though you're not really trying to sell those clothes right now because you're focusing on the printing company, but every time you print a sample, you're printing the logo of the clothing line. Does that make sense? And that's kind of how you start subliminally over time getting the brand out for the clothing line. It's like, hey, let me send you a couple samples of a t-shirt that we would do, or what a t-shirt would look like if we printed it. And you send them a sample t-shirt of the logo of the clothing brand, right? Or on your website, you have sample t-shirts of the clothing brand is the sample, right? So that's how you can still keep the baby, which is the clothing brand, top of mind. You're still working it, but the focus is to get the printing company to a level where it's just doing everything that it's got to do. And then by default, man, where's this hot label coming from? Where's this hot brand coming from? Oh man, that's the same people who are behind XYZ printing company. Oh, the printing company who just did the jerseys for the Rams. Yeah, that printing company, this is their clothing line. You see how you leverage the success of one to build the other? But you can't do that. When people want to join Monetize My Life Academy, they know, oh, that's the Financial Health Mentors thing. Oh, so this is how he does all of his stuff, right? That's the thing, man. That's the thing. So appreciate you guys for tuning in today. I am Ace Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. Till I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it. Each and every one of you. Peace out, y'all.